Hello fellow Clashers, this is KairosTime. Welcome to another challenge winning deck episode. Today we're going to be taking a look at this very unique Battle Ram, Furnace, Poison, Bandit deck. Super fun. We're going to be talking a little bit about it, but before we do that, I did want to let you guys know that we are opening up the Kairos Kingdom server to the public. The Kairos Kingdom server is a Discord server that we've been using to communicate with the Kairos Kingdom clans. We are going to be opening that up to the public so that you guys can come and join in the fun. We do tournaments, both gem tournaments and then also organized bracket tournaments. It's a great place to have daily discussions about Clash Royale in the game, and just a great way to interact with me as your fans. I wanted a little bit more of a personal way to be able to interact with you guys. It'll also help with announcing when I'm going live on streams and things like that. So anyways, guys, make sure you guys check it out. The link is in the description below. It is discord.io/KairosKingdom. Hope to see you guys there. So let's talk about this deck. This is a deck that was submitted to me by lolman, and he originally actually made this deck for tournaments. He's playing a bunch of different tournaments. He got #1 in a 200-man tournament and did some other tournaments and things like that. And so he sent me a message and was like, hey, look at this deck. And I was like, hey, has it won a challenge? And he's like, well, I don't have a whole lot of gems to be able to do it in challenges. So he saved up 10 gems, went in to do a challenge, and won the 12th round without even any issues. So the deck is very strong. We're going to be looking at that challenge winning replay today, but this deck it's really fun. It's really unique. Now it does have that Bandit. I know that the Bandit is kind of a newer legendary card, so if you guys do not have the Bandit, try switching her out for the Miner. I believe that this deck would work out very well with the Miner instead of the Bandit, especially because the Bandit kind of is a way to try and clear defenses like the Electro Wizard and things like that. You can place the Miner wherever you need to as a great alternative right there. You can see that this deck is just working so well. It is extremely defensive, but then you have that Battle Ram that is very offensive, which is excellent. That Furnace paired up with the Electro Wizard and the Knight are very defensive, and here you can even see lolman using that kind of as an offense to try and apply pressure to the opposite lane. This is actually where he does really well. He gets that tower down here so that he can focus on defending right here. He puts this poison right here, and that Electro Wizard does such a good job at stopping this push. And now all he has to do is put down that log to try and push that giant back, clear some of that graveyard, and he's left with probably the main push of the game is that Battle Ram Poison. If you do not have some type of a defensive building, Battle Ram Poison is a very hard push to try and stop. So here you can see that right there. He does his best to try and defend with that Ice Wizard, but it doesn't quite work out, and that leads him to a victory. Okay, so whenever we're doing a challenge these days, it's very important that you can make sure that you can counter a myriad of types of defenses and different buildings and things, or decks. And the reason why is because challenges right now, the meta is so fluid. There are so many different things. Now there are definitely some strong common themes and things like that, but one of those themes that you have to make sure that you have at least some way to counter is Lava Loon. This is a very strong deck, and it takes some practice to learn how to counter it, but this deck does actually a pretty good job, especially because that Battle Ram as well as the Bandit paired together apply so much offensive ability that the opponent just isn't able to defend right there. You can see right there he was able to really apply a lot of pressure with that Lava Hound going down, and now he's able to defend using that Electro Wizard. That Electro Wizard is a great defense against the Lava Hound. Definitely counters it very strongly and slows it down, but it's also really good against the balloon as well, because it takes forever for a balloon to get to the tower if it is under the zapping ability of that Electro Wizard. And so what you can do is you can actually apply pressure here with that Furnace. You can see him putting that Furnace one square over because he knows that it's most likely his opponent is going to be targeting that tower. And so he puts that down there, and that means that that balloon is going to end up getting pulled. That Bandit does an excellent job at getting rid of that Musketeer. That's one thing that I love about that Bandit, is how good she does at getting rid of support troops and things like that. And then she's able to easily sneak her way into there, into that tower and take it down. His opponent probably could have defended with that Valkyrie, but he's wanting to try and win the way that smart Lava Hound users do, and that is by letting somebody take a tower and then building up such a big push that it is impossible for them to be able to stop it. Now, right here you can see that Battle Ram Poison combination is so strong, especially against Lava Hound decks, because it's very likely that the Lava Hound will have some type of really strong ground defense, like the Skeleton Army, or like the Tombstone. And the Poison paired up with that Battle Ram does such a good job at clearing that. And here you can even see this trio of air troops that are very difficult to stop is totally being stopped by being stopped by lolman. Very expertly, he places down that furnace to try and pull that balloon over there, and then poisons it to be able to get rid of those lava pups. At this point, Rith Rocks, his opponent, does not have a good chance to try and be able to defend. lolman's not going to just let up though, so he ends up putting that Battle Ram with the log instead of the poison that time. It's a good idea if you know what if you have two counters to your opponent's card, to try and switch up between them, and that's exactly what he did, and because of that he was able to get some more damage there. Very excellent gameplay by lolman. Here we are into the challenge winning replay where he ends up beating a Spellbait deck. Now, this deck just does such a good job at defending. You can see this Spellbait deck actually has the rocket in there, and lolman, you're gonna see. I mean, this is a great match right here. He ends up defending with that log right there. Excellent gameplay. Now, what he's doing right now is he's just wanting to try and apply as much pressure. That furnace does such a good job of applying that pressure, but that princess is an enemy to the furnace, and so he ends up actually using the poison to get rid of that princess. And he does that multiple times throughout this match. Even though the poison costs one more than the princess, it's worth it to him so that he can continue to apply pressure with that furnace. Because his princess is cleared, lolman's opponent is forced to place down an Inferno Tower, which not only does that cost one more than the furnace, but it also doesn't last as long as the furnace, and that means that his furnace is going to be able to continue to apply some pressure and really put him into a difficult situation. lolman just cycled back to his furnace, and this is going to be a battle of getting that furnace down there and trying to apply some good chip damage to his tower, because his opponent does such a good job at defending it. Even there, you'll see right there. Now, lolman is able to get some good damage onto the tower because of those fire spears paired up with that nice little strong push right there. And now he knows that his opponent has the skeleton army to defend, and so using that poison is going to be a really big advantage to him. He just has to get a little bit of damage more onto the tower, but you better believe that his opponent is not going to let that happen very easily. Here we are again. He's going to poison that princess and get rid of her, and he's actually going to try and defend this push right here. You'll see he uses the log to get rid of the goblin barrel. That's always a very obvious decision, but here he has to decide between going for a push and putting on the furnace. He knows his opponent has the Inferno Tower in hand, and so rather than going for a push with the bandit, who isn't actually as great as pushing as the battle ram, the bandit actually does a much better job at defending or supporting other pushes, excuse me. And so that's actually a really smart thing, to try and make sure that your pushes are actually with the battle ram. Now, he could try and do a battle ram push when he knows that his opponent does have the Inferno Tower in hand, but what he does is he tries to cycle between that bandit and also that knight. This deck takes some practice to learn how to use, guys, but it's a ton of fun. It really does make it, really puts your opponent into some difficult situations. I think that this is going to be a strong new type of meta where we have the battle ram and then the bandit paired up with either poison or baby dragon or something like that, because it just does such a good job at clearing so many of the common decks right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is KairosTime ticking by. We will see you in the arena.